Wow, 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 wow. The African Cup of Nations never fails to deliver. We have just seen the biggest upset in the entire tournament, the last game of the round of 16. The best is left for last. Morocco, the Atlas Lions, go crashing out. They lose to the Bafana 2-0. Who would have seen that? Incredible. All World Cup squads from Africa have officially been eliminated from the African Cup of Nations. We're left with 8 teams who did not participate in the last World Cup. The 2 best teams have been eliminated. Morocco today, Senegal yesterday. Let's talk about it. Let's go through the whole round of 16 because there's all kinds to discuss. African Cup of Nations, incredible. What a shock. The biggest shock out of many was today. The 12th ranked country in Africa defeated the first. South Africa eliminated Morocco. No Boufal, no Ziyech for Morocco. They had a pretty shaky game. They played well, but when they went down 1-0, they couldn't get back into it. And there was a lot of controversy. Let's start from the beginning. There was early chances for both. We had a goal called off for Morocco, rightfully so. Mazraoui, the Bayern fullback, his goal was called offside for interference. There was an interference on the play. The first half was a chess match. Bafana was playing very organized. This is what we expected from them. And they were holding their own, making it very, very difficult for Morocco. Second half, Unahi had a big chance in front of the net, skied it early on in the second half. There was a big non-call, in my opinion. Ezal Zuli fouled in the box from Mudau, the Mamelodi Sundowns fullback. Contact on the play, no call from the Sudanese referee. The game goes on. Shortly after, South Africa scores a goal. Evidence Makopa, the Orlando Pirates forward, scores. This was, in my opinion, offside. Should not have counted, but it did. He was inches offside. It looked that Mazraoui kept him onside from the beginning, at the beginning, but upon closer look, he was offside. So that's a non-penalty call followed up with an offside goal. Morocco is down 1-0 for the first time in the tournament. And when they were down, you could tell that they did not know how to handle it. However, they do get a lifeline. Mavala, handball in the 80th minute. Who's going to take it? None other than Hakimi. He looks nervous. He takes the penalty, smashes it off the crossbar. 1-0. Moroccan hope is fading. That you just can see the hope drained from them. And from that point on, they were not the same team. Amrabat got a straight red towards the end. And from that penalty, from that foul, Mokoena, the Mamelodi Sundowns midfielder, scores one of the best free kick goals of the tournament to complete the shock. 2-0 South Africa. Williams in net for South Africa was phenomenal. He made some good saves. Bono also made a couple good saves early on. The Atlas Lions, we never really saw them take off in this tournament. They started off great, and from the second game against Congo, they didn't look confident. We expected this to be a cagey match. South Africa has been very, very impressive, and now they have not conceded since the first game, losing 2-0 to a very good Mali side. And in that game, South Africa was better. I had Morocco going all the way to the final. I had this game going for Morocco 1-0. I thought it was going to be a cagey match. Was definitely not expecting this. Morocco is out 2-0. They're going home to Casablanca, tears in Marrakesh, joy in Cape Town, joy in Johannesburg. Wow, this is why we love the African Cup of Nations. You never know what's going to happen. And this comes from right after the game at Senegal Ivory Coast yesterday. Another shocker. Ivory Coast without a coach. Of course, we know what happened to them. They lost 4-0 in the last game. I contended that they would win this game in penalty shots, and that's exactly what happened. Senegal started very, very good. Off a throw-in, Mane loses 2 guys, puts in a cross, and the Ivory Coast defender misses the header. Diallo brings it down with his chest and puts it to the top corner. Clinical finish a few minutes into the game. 8 defenders back for Ivory Coast on this play. Now, they did play with a 4-4-1-1. Very, very scared to lose this game. They just wanted to not get embarrassed in this match. Hope was at an all-time low. But these are the types of stories that we've come to expect. When your team is down, there can be upsets at any moment in time. Ivory Coast was down early, 1-0, and it looked like it was just implosion all over again. Was it going to be a blowout? However, that would not happen. Mane looked dangerous on the left side all game. There was a clear PK on Sarr from Kosunu in the 55th minute. That was missed. Now, Kosunu played for his first game, the Leverkusen defender. There was 5 changes for Ivory Coast in this match from the last game. They're obviously looking to change their strategy. That was a big missed call that definitely will come back to haunt Senegal. Kessié comes on in the 73rd minute and made an impact immediately. He had a big double chance saved by Mendy. And Mane also missed a clear chance in the 76th. The game really opened up in the final quarter of the match. There was another big save on Pepe as well. This game went back and forth. Haller from Dortmund put an incredible through ball to Pepe, who got taken out by the goalie. First, he gets a yellow for diving. Clear penalty. Clear penalty. He got a yellow for diving. Of course, the Ivorians are incensed, going up to the referee. Goes to VAR. Overturned. Penalty shot. Kessié scores and brings this to extra time. Pepe as well had a huge impact off the bench on the right side. The Trabzonspor forward used to play for Arsenal. Ivory Coast started controlling the game. In extra time, they were definitely dominating the game. Goes to penalty kicks. 4 out of the 5 shots were taken by subs. Of course, Kessié scores the winner. He was benched this match, just trying to get different rhythm to the game. And Kessié scores 2 penalties to advance Ivory Coast to the next round. The defending champions of Senegal are out after playing fantastic football for 3.5 games. In the second half, they started getting complacent. They had this in the bag. However, if that penalty is called for Ismaili Sarr from Kosunu, this whole thing changes. Senegal's up 2-0. It's a done game. So 2 very big missed calls in 2 games. Could this have altered the course of destiny in this tournament? Possibly. But what this does, it speaks to how fantastic this tournament is. Anyone can win at any given time. Ivory Coast, however, they've been very good this tournament. They've actually been, I'm not going to say very good, but they didn't deserve that 4-0 blowout. They didn't deserve to lose 1-0 to Nigeria. They were a good team. Everyone was writing it off. For myself, the writing was on the wall that Senegal may come into this complacent, and Ivory Coast, definitely a hometown team, the home country, had something to play for, and they end up shocking the defending champions. Morocco and Senegal are out. Incredible. This also comes from another supposed upset the day before, Egypt versus Congo, where the DR Congo eliminated an Egypt that was very short-handed. Of course, Mo Salah was sent home for the tournament. They were missing their goalkeeper. They were missing Marmoush, who ended up coming in off the bench. Congo has been impressive this tournament, and this is another game where I had mentioned that we would see a penalty shot upset from Congo. Just knowing that Congo is actually a very, very good team, I wouldn't necessarily call this an upset because this was a very, very evenly matched game. And Egypt has been, of course, decimated by injuries. Gabaski comes in, the backup goaltender, the same goaltender who came in last tournament, who ended up being the penalty shootout hero. He was a substitute to start the tournament, same as this one. Couldn't do it. Let's go through it. Egypt was more comfortable on the ball, but Congo was doing what they do against the big teams, and they were comfortable in the counters. We saw this against Morocco as well. They're comfortable giving the other team the ball and letting them control, but they're very organized at the back. Some more controversy slash what the heck is going on. 36th minute, there is a throw-in. It appears the ball hits a Congolese player before it goes out. The ref calls a throw-in for Congo. The Egyptian players are incensed. They're distracted. Hands up. They're going up to the referee. What's going on? Quick throw-in. The ball goes to Wissa, their star man. He goes into the box, takes a shot, deflects off a defender, and Elia, the young boy's man, puts a head on it, smashes it in. It probably was going in anyway. Wouldn't have been an own goal. 1-0 Congo right off the bat. Well, early in the first half, upset in the making. Of course, soon after, a penalty shot is called for against Congo. High elbow on Batu Binsika. I hope I said that right. Batu Binsika at the corner of the box. Now, for me, the Egyptian forward had his back to the net. High foul. Elbow comes out. It was not a threatening call, and I don't like when they're called penalty shots when it's not a clear goal scoring opportunity. Your back's to the net. You're at the edge of the box. It could be a foul, maybe indirect, maybe outside the box. There was no goal scoring threat here. Anyway, a foul is a foul. Elbow to the face definitely happened. High elbow. Penalty shot. Mustafa Mohamed, the number 9 or number 19, I believe, but the striker for Egypt, converts his 4th goal in 4 games. He scored in every single match. Perfect PK from a striker that's in perfect form. The game is 1-1 as it goes into extra time. As it goes to halftime. Second half, very cagey, not a very entertaining match. Marmoush comes on in the 83rd minute. The Eintracht Frankfurt midfielder comes on and makes an impact immediately. Congo keeps getting to the net, but they keep missing the target. They're very inefficient in the final third. Mpasi, their goalie, makes some good saves as well. In the second, it goes into extra time. In extra time, Sharaf gets a second yellow for Egypt, and Congo were up a man. After this, Congo have two great chances in the second half of extra time, but they keep missing the net. They cannot execute. We're going to penalty kicks. And this one goes deep. But the second penalty shot, Mustafa Mohamed, the striker from earlier, puts it wide. Congo has a chance to win, or to go ahead, because this is the second penalty shot. Masuaku skies it. We're still tied at 1-1. It goes to the 8th, 9th shooter, comes down to the keepers. Gabaski, the goalie, the hero penalty shot goalie, goes up to take it for Egypt, hits the crossbar. Mpasi takes the shot for Congo, wins the game. Never a doubt. Congo win this one on PKs after a 1-1 tie. Exactly what I said. One of 4 games that I actually predicted the correct scoreline. However, I did mess up on Morocco, and I did mess up on Equatorial Guinea. But this one, for me, had a Congo upset all over it. Of course, Congo has made some history. They have made noise in the AFCON. The Leopards, 2-time AFCON champs, in 1968 and 1974. They also came third place in 2015. They're not to be slept on. Of course, they have some great players. Wissa, Bongonda has been very lively as well. They have a deep bench. Silas, he's a super sub for Stuttgart. He plays. And they're very organized defensively. They got a European-based team. Mbemba, the captain, plays for Marseille. For me, there was just too many things going on in Egypt. Egypt crashes out with 4 ties, really, but without winning a game. And that's quite a surprise. Congo also has not won a game, as they tied their 3 group stage games, and they've tied against Egypt, technically. So both teams have not won a game. Congo advances. Egypt is eliminated. And that's the 3rd biggest upset of the match day. On to Nigeria, Cameroon. This is a match that's fairly well known. 2 very well known African squads, and there's no neighbors. They're neighbors, and there's a lot of history between these two. So Nigeria has been playing organized attacking football. They've been playing very well. They play with a beautiful flowing 3-4-3 formation, and Cameroon has been piss poor defensively. Cameroon has they've conceded more goals than they scored going into this match, and they're just they conceded 3 against Senegal. They conceded 2 against Gambia. They were just not a very good team going into it. Of course, Onana was on the bench for this one. So Ondoa, who plays in the 3rd division France for Nimes, starting the game, and he makes 3 big clearances, gives off some big rebounds. There's a goal from Ajayi where he gets the goal, or so he thinks. Osimhen is offside. This is in the first half. But there's 3 big rebounds off of 3 big saves, and I believe that's the theme. Ondoa not very good at holding the ball. However, Nigeria looked very confident on the ball, moving the ball, fantastic. In the 35th minute, there's a breakthrough. Osimhen makes up for his earlier offside blunder. He's only scored 1 goal so far, and he's missed many chances, but he's been very lively. He forces an air, a throwback, a throw-in back to the defender, Senegal. He turns towards the goalie. He slips towards his own net as he's trying to escape Osimhen coming full speed. He slips. Osimhen does fantastic to dispossess him, maintain possession. passes it off to Lookman, who slots it home. The Atalanta forward. It's 1-0 Nigeria. And Nigeria was just too organized. They were too organized. Cameroon, this was just an example of the sloppy D that they've been playing all tournament. They've been playing sloppy, and this was a perfect example of it. Their main chances have come from crosses. Just put it to the winger, hoof it in, and Nigeria's far too organized for any of that nonsense to work. This is the best that Nigeria has looked all tournament. The defensive core, Trustekong, Basi, and Ajayi, is rock solid. The keeper, Nwabili, he's a big doubt. He was stretchered off after a collision, so they may have to resort to their backup goalkeeper. But besides that, there's no doubts in the squad. Everyone's healthy. Just a solid core of players. Iwobi was threading balls like crazy. The Fulham midfielder, the holding midfielder, was just putting balls through. Was fantastic. The second goal comes from Iwobi, threads it to Basi, who also is his Fulham teammate. Lookman goes for a nice run. He crosses it, puts it in. He was a menace all game. Lookman played fantastic. 2-0. Another game that I predicted that was going to finish 2-0. Never a doubt. Nigeria takes advantage of a very mediocre and poor Cameroon side. No upset there. Mali versus Burkina Faso. This was a game between two young, energetic squads with a lot of future. Mali has 2 players under the age of 30, and those 2 players are 31. And Burkina Faso only has 3 players under the age of 30. So very energetic teams, both of them. And that's how this game started, with great energy from both, nifty passes from Burkina Faso. The first goal of the game was probably the worst own goal I've ever seen. Haidara, that plays for Red Bull Leipzig, comes in for a powerful header, hits the post, the ball bounces off. Tapsoba, the Burkina Faso defender who plays for Leverkusen, he's caught watching not only Haidara come in and take the cross or take the header. He turns around, the ball comes back, he's standing flat-footed, it hits his foot, and it just soars into the top corner. It floats. He doesn't even move his foot. He's just watching, flat-footed. Horrible. We've come to expect more from this player. It goes top corner. This may be the worst own goal I've ever personally seen. I've scored some horrendous own goals myself, and that one was worse than any that I've scored, at least. Mali has nice build-up play. They passed it through the Burkina Faso defense. They were picking the holes. Burkina Faso has been pretty organized so far. They've been lacking up front. The front 5 for Mali had excellent movement. Doumbia, Sinayoko, Traore, Haidara, Koulibaly. Top 5, fantastic. They're moving the ball exceptionally well. Haidara, again, the Leipzig midfielder, he dispossesses a Burkina Faso defender and passes it to Sinayoko, who misses a clear chance. Kofi makes all kinds of saves to keep Burkina Faso in the game. So Sinayoko misses a penalty, but he makes up for it in the second half. He well times his run to stay onside. He slots it through the goalie's legs on a breakaway and puts him up 2-0. Sinayoko has been a very good forward for Mali, and 2-0. It appears that Burkina Faso is in the water and done. Now, Kofi, who's the goalie for Burkina Faso, made all kinds of saves to keep Burkina Faso in the game up until this point, but he can't keep his legs closed. 5-hole. This awakes the Burkina Faso offense, who we've been waiting and waiting and waiting for them to do something. They win a PK late in the game. Bertrand Traore, who plays for Aston Villa, puts it home. 2-1. As they're pushing, we have another big save from Diarra. Burkina Faso is pressing towards the end of the game. It's the attacking football that we've been waiting to see. They believe that they tie the game in the 90-plus minute from a free kick, header in, tie game 2-2, no goal, offside. Dayo, the defender, is offside. This game finishes 2-1. A game which I also predicted would finish 2-1. And this Mali team is very, very dangerous. Very dangerous. They look fantastic. Burkina Faso awoke in the second half. But Mali, the way they move the ball, the way they attack, they look very, very impressive. Of course, they won 2-0 against South Africa. They were not the better team in that match, but they showed they're capable. They tied Tunisia. They tied Namibia. We've been kind of waiting for them to show their true selves as well. They came third back-to-back in 2012, 2013. They have a lot of weapons. Sinayoko plays for Auxerre, 24 years old. Bissouma as well, who was actually on the bench. The Tottenham midfielder did not play this match. And that tells you just how strong this Mali side is. They have a European starting 11, and we come to expect them the best jerseys in the tournament, hands down. Hands down. The Eagles with the eagle right in the middle. The best jerseys. Some can say Nigeria, the Super Eagles. It's a bit of a toss-up, but Mali didn't need Bissouma, and that shows you how much depth that this squad has. I have Mali going far, very far. They're my dark horse. So we'll see how they do next round. Angola versus Namibia. Here we had a match of two sides that have impressed. Angola has been a sensation. They topped a very challenging group, and they've just been a delight to watch. They have a front three that is very, very exciting, but they do have disorganization at the back. They do have disorganization at the back, and they come against the Namibia, who obviously shocked Tunisia in the first game. They lost to South Africa 4-0 in the next. They managed to keep a clean sheet in their third game. Namibia has also been impressive. To start this match, Angola used their 4-3-3, which has been suits their attacking style, but they have a very weak back line, lots of gaps, miscommunication on defense. To start the game, Namibia takes full advantage of the sloppiness at the back for Angola. Museu, the feisty Namibian winger, takes full advantage of this miscommunication, strips the ball off of the Angolan defender, Gaspar. Neblu, who has been fantastic in goal for Angola and has blocked a lot of the goals, has blocked a lot of the defensive errors. He comes off his line as he's challenging the ball. Museu tries to chip him. Neblu hits the ball with his hands just outside the box. That's a straight red. That's a straight red card. Namibia's up one man. Can we have an incredible upset? Namibia controlled the ball for the next 30 minutes until Gilberto, the young winger for Angola, puts a through ball to the captain Freddy, who puts a pass across to Gelson Dalla, the former Sporting man, who just taps it in. 1-0 Angola with a man down. A few minutes later, Namibia, how Congo gets a second yellow for tripping up Mabalulu, who's been sensational as well. They're both on 10 men. This free kick leads to another Gelson Dalla header. The striker has a brace. He's been phenomenal. In the 64th minute, Mabalulu, who was a menace all game, gets across, controls the ball, turns, shoots it, just misses. But a few minutes later, he scores an incredible goal on a breakaway. 3-0 Angola. What a fantastic performance from the Angolans. They lived to see another day against Namibia, who only managed to score one goal but made it to the round of 16 for the first time. And Angola has now scored 9 goals. They've scored just as many as Equatorial Guinea, who is out of the tournament. And they have a chance to score more. They've been one of the most exciting attacking squads. The front three, Gilberto, Gelson Dalla, Mabalulu, fantastic. But they're very weak at the back. Neblu is now gone for the next game, so they'll have to resort to their backup goalie. So the run is likely up. However, they live to see another day. Guinea versus Equatorial Guinea, the battle of the Guineas. We have an exciting 4-4-2 versus Equatorial Guinea going for a more defensive 4-4-1-1. Guinea had the better build-up, but couldn't force the Equatorial Guinean goalie, Owonu, who has been the best goalie of the tournament. They couldn't force him into making saves. Equatorial Guinea was not clinical as they usually are. They came in scoring 9 goals. Of course, they defeated Ivory Coast 4-0. And Sue had a very early chance. He skies it. Not like him. They've been very clinical. They take all their chances. And that was surprising to see them not do so this game. Bayo puts a nice through ball. Guinea misses a very good chance early in the game. Bayo plays for Le Havre in France. Guinea's Konate scores from a free kick but is caught offside. A header goal is called back. Soon after, Equatorial Guinea get a straight red. Bikoro gets a straight red for an unnecessarily follow through. Kicks the ball, goes studs up, follows through. It's a bit of a harsh call. You can make an argument for a red. Equatorial Guinea is down 1-0. Sorry, they're down 1 man. And Ivan Edu, the Equatorial Guinea man, gets a PK soon after. He gets chopped in the box from a nice set piece play from Equatorial Guinea, where it's at the side of the box. Instead of shooting it, they put it low and across. The defender misses him, takes him out. Who steps up? Of course, it's the big man, Nsue. He steps up to take it, but he misses. He hits the post, sends the goalie the wrong way, hits the outside of the post, no rebound, just goes out. The hope is beginning to fade for Equatorial Guinea, who's been a delight. Ivan Edu, he's Spanish-born player. He was dangerous all game as well. Guinea was very dangerous on the right side. The right back, Diakite, he's 20 years old and plays for Reims, was very dangerous. He operates as an attacking fullback, and he was putting in a lot of chances. Guinea swings in a lot of chances from the wings, and Owonu was solid collecting everything, doing what he does, completely solid. He was not letting any big rebounds like we've seen from some of the other goalkeepers. The last kick of the game, Diakite crosses to Bayo, headers it in. He beats Equatorial Guinea defender Saul Coco, who plays for Las Palmas in La Liga. Guinea advances to the next round for the first time since 1976. Absolute scenes. They go celebrate with their fans. They hop over the barriers. Equatorial Guinea, the Cinderella team of the tournament, was inconsolable for 10 minutes straight. They were sobbing like babies. Very, very harsh. I had 1-0 Equatorial Guinea. I had a feeling it was going to be a very, very tight way. Of course, one kick, one miss changes everything. And that's why we love the African Cup of Nations. Equatorial Guinea goes crashing out. They've won many hearts. They've played fantastic football. Of course, they've surprised. They upset Ivory Coast. They tied Nigeria. They've been fantastic to watch. One of the beautiful stories of the tournament. They go crashing out at the round of 16. Finally, the last game, Cabo Verde versus Mauritania, the Ryan Mendes show, the Turkey winger. He had several chances. He was dangerous right from the get-go. The whole first half was Cabo Verde, but we know that Mauritania is a dangerous team. They've proven it time and time again against Angola, against Algeria. They've just been phenomenal. And we've come to expect, I expected this to be the best game of the round of 16. It wasn't quite that, but Mauritania never gave up. They woke up in the second half. They couldn't get going. They couldn't get many chances. Bebe, the striker for Cabo Verde, Portuguese-born, had a very quiet game, ex-Manchester United youth. The country of 500,000 people, the Blue Sharks, they couldn't really get going as much as they have in previous games. Ryan Mendes was phenomenal all game. The game changed when Gilson Tavares came on. He capitalizes from a poor back pass, from a header, from the defender of Mauritania back to the goalie. He challenges the ball. The goalie gets him instead of the ball. Who steps up? Ryan Mendes. He capitalizes in the 88th minute. Cabo Verde goes on to win, and they continue their Cinderella story. And again, Mauritania, they shouldn't hang their heads in shame. They won their first game, and they advanced to the next round for the first time ever. The Lions of Chinguetti. They had many chances from they managed to shoot from outside of the box, get many chances. They've been a surprise package. They were unlucky to lose to Burkina Faso and Angola. They beat Algeria, their first ever win, and advanced to the next round to get this chance. And they took Cabo Verde to the brink. The Tubarões Azuis go to the next round. Again, the revelation of the tournament, only 500,000 people. They made it to the round of the 16 last tournament and lost to Senegal. Now they go a further step as they go on from the round of 16. We have our quarters set. First game, Nigeria versus Angola. Can the attacking force of Angola do something against a very organized Nigeria? Or will we see that offense of the Super Eagles really wake up and take advantage of a poor defensive side? Of course, we have Cape Verde against South Africa. Two teams that we did not expect to be here. South Africa, the Bafana Bafana, putting up the biggest upset of the tournament, in my opinion. The writing was on the wall that it was going to be a very tight match. By no means was Morocco going to walk all over them like many probably expected. Just because we haven't heard of South Africa, they have a very good local league, which is producing some excellent players. And we're starting to see the fruits of that as they have a majority local-based team versus Cabo Verde, which a lot of them are foreign-born, very deep, very deep team. So that'll be exciting to watch. Guinea versus Mali. Guinea again playing for their first quarterfinal, or they won their first knockout game since 1976, which is the last time Morocco won the African Cup of Nations. But will they be able to give Mali, who's just been phenomenal, will they be able to... Sorry, they're not playing Mali. Congo plays Guinea. So will they be able to beat a Congo side that has went toe-to-toe against two of the best North African sides in Morocco, in Egypt, and has been playing very good, consistent football? Will we see Congo continue to do what they do and surprise? Mali versus Ivory Coast. That's a salivating fixture. Ivory Coast, the hosts, have regained all the pride in the world after winning against the defending champs. Of course, that was, in a way, their final. Can they go for more? Or will Mali, the Eagles, take advantage with their beautiful, flowing, attacking football? That's my estimation. They've been probably the best team and most exciting team, and definitely the youngest team. We have 8 teams left. None of them were at the last World Cup. Who will win African Cup of Nations? No one knows. You can take all the notes in the world. You can watch all the games you want. At the end of the day, the beautiful part of this tournament is that you never know what's going to happen. Until next time, African Cup of Nations, thank you. Peace.